Good morning children. Today we are going to just see a topic on transversal lines and parallel lines. In the last video session we just saw with what are the types of angles we have: complementary angle, linear pair, adjacent angle, supplementary angles and all. And today we are going to learn a new topic on parallel lines and its transversal. Before moving on with parallel lines, let us see what is intersecting lines. So intersecting lines are that when two lines or more, when they cross or when they intersect or when they just touch each other, they touch at a common point. So let us take this point as O. So this is a point of intersection and these two lines are called as intersecting lines. So when two lines touch each other, they exactly meet at one point. Not in the middle exactly, but even like this. So this is also called the point of intersection. So it is when two lines meet, they meet at a common point and those two lines are called as intersecting lines. Now what is parallel lines? Now parallel lines are lines which do not meet at all. So these two lines do not meet at all. They do not meet at one point. If you take an example of this board, these two lines will never meet. They will only extend on those sides. So these two lines or lines which do not meet at any point, you call it as parallel lines. And there's a third line that can meet these two lines at two different points and you call this as the transversal. So any line that touch the other two lines at two distinct points or two or more lines at two distinct points, you call it as a transversal. So this transversal touch these two parallel lines at two different points and this is called as a transversal for these two parallel lines. So a transversal is a third line that will cut the other two or more lines at two different points. Here it touches the first line at one point, the second line at one point. So this you call it as a transversal. Now let us move in detail with the parallel lines and transversal and what are the angles that is formed by them. So I take two parallel lines L and M and I take a transversal N. Now this is my transversal, these are the two parallel lines. Now I have certain angles formed here, I am going to mark those angles. So angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So 8 angles are being formed here. Now let us name these angles. What are all the angles that we are going to learn in parallel lines and its transversal? First, angle 1, 2, 7 and 8. That is those angles that are outside. Angle 1, 2, 7 and 8 are called as exterior angles. So those angles which are outside the line are called as exterior angles. Next, we will go with angle 3, angle 4, angle 5 and angle 6. These are called interior angles as they are inside those parallel lines. So if you see 3, 4, 5 and 6 are inside the parallel line, so they are called as interior angles. Next, angle 1 and angle 5, angle 2 and angle 6, angle 3 and angle 7, angle 4 and angle 8. So when you look at the angles that I say, it is just one step ahead. Angle 1 and angle 5, angle 2 and angle 6, 3 and 7, 4 and 8. So it is like one step ahead. If you want, you can just have a look at this. It will be in the form of F. So when you see, this will be 5 and 1 is in form of F. So these angles are called as corresponding angles. They are pairs of corresponding angles. So when they have one angle left in the middle, they are called as corresponding angles. You leave off 3 and go with 5, 2, 6, 3 and 7, 4 and 8. So these are called corresponding angles. Next, I'm going to just go with alternate angles. If you take the alternate angle, see I'm taking a transversal, the same parallel line, but taking a section of it. When you take 3 over here, you have 6 on the other side. When you take 4 over here, you have 5 on the other side. So crisscross angles are called as alternate angles, and since they are inside, we call it as alternate interior angles. So 3 and 6, 4 and 5 are called alternate interior angles. Why we call this as alternate interior angle is they are all inside the parallel line. So the 3 and 6, 4 and 5 are called alternate interior angles. We also have alternate exterior angles. What are those angles is, again I am taking a section of this parallel line. Angle 1 and angle 8, angle 2 and angle 7. These are alternate exterior angles. They are alternate exterior angles. So interior angles are also there, alternate exterior angles are also there. So this is another type, and we have one more type of angle at the same side of the transversal. Angle 4 and 6 are interior angles on the same side of transversal. Angle 3 and 5 are interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So now basically these two angles are going to be the important angles, that is corresponding angles and alternate angles. So these 8 angles are all what we are going to learn in transversal and parallel lines. And we are also going to have certain properties for transversal and parallel lines, like corresponding angles are always equal, interior angles are always, corresponding angles are equal, alternate angles are equal, and interior angles add up to 180 degree. So these are the 3 properties that you are going to learn in parallel lines. Corresponding angles are equal, alternate angles are equal, and interior angles add up to 180 degree. So today we just saw with all the different types of angles that will be there inside parallel lines and transversal, and next class we will see the explanation or the proof for these properties. To keep on track with the previous topic, kindly click on the link in the description box. Thank you.